What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Back again with another Call of Dragons video. In today's episode, we're going to check out the guide for the brand new war pet known as the MAGIFOX. The pet was designed to work with this brand new magic hero in Call of Dragons. We're going to be checking out all the different skills that you need to make this pet break the bonds of your enemies without any mercy. If you're new here, like, share, subscribe, leave some comments down below, and let's get right into the guide. Alright, warriors of Tamaris, another day, another video. The new war pet, MAGIFOX, has entered the pet sanctuary. The pet was designed to work with this awesome magic hero in Call of Dragons. Mr. Vardoon can put some crazy debuffs on enemies in open field combat. You will be able to break the bonds of your enemies without any mercy. These two combinations is going to be so good for open field PvP. Beginning with the talent skill, it is known as the FOXFIRE. It is a rage skill. The attack range is very far. It says deals magic damage to the target legion. Damage factor 21 plus 36, determined by intelligence, which ignores 10% of the target's magic defense. This is awesome. It's gonna let you do more damage than what you see here on the screen. It goes on to say, each time the legion inflicts a new debuff type via an innate skill, it gains 1 stack of fantasy mark, causing the next instance of war pet rage skill damage to ignore 15% of the target's magic defense. Maximum 5 stacks, which means you can get up to 75% magic defense penetration, which is just beautiful. Casting a war pet rage skill resets stack count and sets all debuff types as new again. So guys, I really like what I see from here. This pet is gonna do different amount of damage depending on the type of magic defense that you have. So first of all, let us see some of the heroes in the game and take a look at their magic defense. Who is going to be taking a lot of damage from this war pet? When you look at infantry, they got a magic defense of 163. When we check out cavalry, they have a magic defense of 111. So they will be able to take a lot of crazy damage from this pet. When we check out archers, they have a magic defense of 104. And when we look at the mages, they have a magic defense of 199. So if you want to get the best value out of this pet, you need to be targeting these physical units like the archers and the cavalry. Those are the guys who are going to feel the pain of this brand new MAGIFOX in Call of Dragons. So this war pet is absolutely fantastic for open field combat. It's gonna be doing some crazy stuff to enemies. Now, there is the booster skill of this pet known as the Intense Firefox. And this is the reason you need to build the Firefox for your new mage hero. I don't think you need a Sun Lizard for this mage hero. You need this war pet and the Intense Firefox. Now, Intense Firefox says each stack of fantasy mark gained via Firefox deals magic damage to the target legion. Damage factor 6 plus 9, determined by spirits. So you're gonna gain fantasy mark by putting debuffs on your enemies. So let's go over here. We got this skill number 4, known as Seal of Destruction. So when casting Chaos Rune, the target legion's infantry unit loses 20%. Cavalry units loses 20%. Marksman unit deal 20% and magic unit deal 20%. I didn't finish it, but you can see here we got 4 debuffs that you can apply on the enemy with every single rage skill. Guys, this pet is going to be nuts. When you look at all the other war pets in the game, they need to wait for your primary hero to cast a rage skill, for your deputy hero to cast a rage skill, and then 2 seconds later, the pets are gonna cast their rage skill. And that makes them not very efficient. When it comes to this MAGIFOX, this intense skill is going to allow you to immediately start doing damage with your rage skill because you're going to apply 4 debuffs on the enemy and trigger this skill, Intense Firefox, like 4 times. This is going to be awesome. This pet is kind of like the Bullion Beast. You guys can see what this Bullion Beast can do on the field. It is absolutely nuts. And we got a magic version of the Bullion Beast, which is the MAGIFOX. In my opinion, I think this pet is even better than the Bullion Beast in terms of efficiency. So as you guys can see, this is the pet that you need to build over the Sun Lizard for this brand new Mage March in Call of Dragons. And over here, you also get another debuff which is going to trigger a fantasy mark and let you do some damage with the intense FOXFIRE. It's going to be awesome. Before I show you the build for this pet, let me take you guys to the open field and show you what it means to have this pet on your lineup. So we're going to go over here, preset number 2. So as you guys can see here, I got Velin as the primary and this guy as the deputy. Velin also has got some, debuffs that are going to trigger the fantasy mark and allow this mage to do some damage. So the main purpose of this test is to show you guys the true importance of this second skill right here, the intense Firefox, and how it's going to be very, very crucial for this lineup. So we're going to bring out Velin and we're going to target this level 47 archer. Let's go, guys. You're going to see some crazy stuff. As you can see, we were doing damage right away. That's because of the Velin debuff and the intense FOXFIRE. Oh, look at all those instances of damage. It all came from this this pet with the rage skill casting. Okay, I think that's it for now. No need to check the whole thing. Let's go to the war report and you see what is going on. So we're going to hit the battle log. As you can see, on turn number 2, Velin was able to cast Icy Interdiction, which is a debuff, and he triggered this pet like 2 times. Now let's go to the rage skill and see what is going on. So this right here, turn number 12, is the rage skill of Mr. Vardoon. Let's click on it and see. Okay, check this out, guys. Just take a look at this. You cast a rage skill and you immediately trigger the pet damage. As you guys can see, it was triggered like 4 times from here. And the guy put 4 different debuffs on the enemy from skill number 4. Which is just absolutely fantastic. So this is awesome, guys. This is why you build this pet. You don't really need to wait for your deputy to do their, rage skill before your pet can cast its talent skill. So this one right here is the talent skill of the pet all the way in turn number 14. And as you guys know, sometimes enemies die real fast and you don't get to cast the talent skill of your pet. But when it comes to this pet, it's going to be doing damage with the rage skill. And that is the beauty with this pet. It is absolutely brilliant. And the good thing is it also works with Velin. Let Velin do some good stuff with his skill number 4, aka the Icy Interdiction. So now we're going to check out the best build for this war pet. Okay, Warriors of Tamaris, we're going to check out the 2 best builds for this war pet. We start off with the first one, which I really recommend for everybody. It is what you need to build for this pet. Let's go to the Battle Abyss because the game developers have brought this new tryout system in the game and they have given us the ability to try out this new heroes in the game. So they're showing me some trial over here. I really want to click on the pet. I was able to see it yesterday. Okay, so here is the war pet, guys. We're going to click on it and boom. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the perfect build for this war pet. If you want to be crushing your enemies, breaking their bones without mercy, this is the way to go. You're going to go with the FOXFIRE, which is the talent skill. You're going to put the advanced FOXFIRE, giving you up to 63% more damage to this skill right here. You're going to go with the intense FOXFIRE. Now, this is the bread and butter of this lineup. It's going to be doing some good stuff with skill number 4 for Vardoon. It's going to be awesome. You put your follow-up, letting you do more damage from this talent skill. You put the advanced follow-up, which is nice. You use your resonance. You're going to put your magic fortune and you're going to put your magic spirits. So this is going to be the best build for this war pet in Call of Dragons. This is how you build it to do some good stuff against your enemies. And this is build number 1. When it comes to the second build, you're going to make just one change over here, and it's going to be a little bit controversial, but I think it's going to be good for this lineup. You're going to take out the advanced FOXFIRE and then replace it with the other crit rate for the war pet. Remember, guys, this pet is going to do most of its damage from this intense FOXFIRE. especially when the enemies die real quick and your pets don't get the chance to cast their talent skill. You can get away by not using this skill. So if you're building this pet, I probably recommend you hold off on the advanced FOXFIRE. Just hold off for now. Don't put it on the pet yet. Try the other crit rate over here. I'm going to show you that crit rate. It's over here. Let's check it out. We're going to click on this pet right here. We go to 3-star version, and that skill is known as the Elemental Harmony. So this is the crit damage skill that you're going to put on the pet to replace the advanced FOXFIRE. Now, like I said, you should hold off on your advanced FOXFIRE. Just hold off temporarily. You don't need to put it on the pet. You can put it on the pet later. Try out Elemental Harmony at 2 stars. This pet is not so the pet skill is not very expensive at 2-star skills, especially if you buy the 1-star version. And the good thing is you can get this skill, I believe, from the merit shop as well. So if you take it to 2 stars, it should be able to do some good stuff. Now you can test it out first. If you don't like it, then you're going to go back to the first build of this pet, where you bring the advanced FOXFIRE and then put it on the pet. Now, the main reason for using this Elemental Harmony is so that your pet can do a lot of damage with the intense FOXFIRE, especially if your enemies die fast without you being able to cast your talent skill off your war pet. Because you will be able to cast your talent skill, and then you might not be able to cast the follow-up talent skill, depending on your rage and how you move up and down. So I think having this skill could be a game changer. But for now, just keep it at level 2. Test it out on your lineup. If you like it, then you keep it. You try to take it to 3 stars. If you don't, then you can just go ahead and buy the advanced FOXFIRE and your problem is solved. So this is the build for this brand new war pet. Right now, people are just debating whether to use this FOXFIRE or the Sand Lizard. In my opinion, I think this pet is the way to go if you want more damage. Now, the Sand Lizard is going to be very good, especially if you have 5 Sand Lizards on your lineup. But I feel like you should be going with 4 different Sand Lizards and then adding this pet as the non-Sand Lizard in your lineup. Because when you look at this, Mr. Vardoon, he's got his awesome artifact. His artifact is going to give him, like, let's see, around 40% magic defense. So that's going to be good. This magic defense is also going to help you when someone hits you with their FOXFIRE war pet. So as you guys can see, I think it's a win-win. Having a strong magic defense is going to be good, especially when many enemies have this FOXFIRE war pet in the open field. So in my opinion, I think this is the way to go over the Sand Lizard. You can go 4 Sand Lizards and then 1 FOXFIRE and fix the problem. So this is the build for this brand new war pet. Let me know down below if you're going to build it this way. What other ways are you going to try to build this pet? Feel free to drop some comments down below in the comment section. If you're new here, like, share, subscribe. Until then, we shall meet again in the next video. Bye bye for now.